They will stay in government and fund a life of dreams for their families, send their children to school abroad, buy houses abroad, even buy new citizenships for themselves in choice countries around the world. But you, the average Nigerian, who stood in the rain and sun to vote these people into office, you will adjust. Yes, you will. Your earnings will remain the same year after year and tenure after tenure. Your salary and your earnings will remain the same or even lose value to inflation. But the Nigerian in you will adjust. Some will even have time to be tribal bigots while they adjust. You will have time and mental space to know who is Yoruba and who is Igbo and who is Fulani and who is from Abakaliki. But the Nigerian spirit in you will never actually say enough is enough. Instead, you will adjust. There's nothing like being pushed to the wall for the average Nigerian. The average Nigerian will move from eating 3 meals a day to eating twice and to even eating once a day if you're fortunate enough. And the average Nigerian will convince himself that they don't even need to eat that much because you are busy. Yes, you will adjust. And a few months later, you will be pushed again to the wall with new taxes. The wall in Nigerian context is elastic, so you never really fight back because there's always space for you to make adjustments to more suffering. There's space. In the last few weeks, there have been stories of dozens murdered or kidnapped in Sokoto and Zamfara state. Those lives are not less important than the lives in other parts of Nigeria. And we all know that our government is failing in its most important task, the security of lives and property. Businesses are failing. Nigerians can't afford food or transportation. But as our fellow Nigerians mourn their loved ones in Sokoto and Zamfara and some of all those states, and as Nigerians are introduced to new taxes and the most expensive petrol in our history, once again, we will adjust and adjust and adjust. Because that's all we do and is what we are good at. Good morning, Nigerians.
The First Lady launched this One Nigeria Unity Fabric at the State House on Monday. She said that this brilliant idea was inspired by her visit to Zimbabwe last year, December, where she saw them do something similar. And she said that this unity fabric will be worn across the country on October the 1st to celebrate Nigeria's Independence Day anniversary. Now, there have been several reactions to this, but the picture you're seeing is of the fabric that was printed for Zimbabwe that the First Lady has referenced. And then, of course, let's look at our own as well.
Do we remember a couple of years ago when the worst we thought we could get was a woman who sat in the president's or the seat of the president's wife and said, "There is God, oh."
At least that one was funny.
People say they miss Patience.
I do remember that we thought that was the worst we could get.
Yep.
The first people are hearing from the mother of the nation is, "Oh, I planted a garden in my home. You should do that too so that you won't starve." How many people can afford a home that has enough space to have a garden? The next thing we hear from her is, "Guess what, ladies? Let's go and find Ankara to wear." Are we going to eat? Are we going to put it in our pots and boil the Ankara with palm oil and eat? I can't believe how proud of foolishness we are in this country. I can't believe it. I'm actually very angry. I'm trying to control myself. You tell people
please, my tablet
don't have food to eat. That the thing they should do on their independence of what? I don't know. Are we independent of foolishness? Independent of mediocrity? Independent of the slavery mentality that we have? What exactly are we independent of? And then you tell them, you know what the solution is? Take this probably ugly, horrible-looking, cheap piece of fabric. This is what's going to make Nigeria better. We are a bunch of clowns.
You 4,100 you want 20,000. You want 3,000. You one is still out of you go busy. One is still alive. One is still alive. No, Mungo.
Nigeria.
Yeah. Kodawala, Olaba Yibada. Olaba Kwame Kwembe. I want to let you Kwembe. Oju Imadalibu da Wambe. Ko Yibada. Yandewa, Yoba Wosuma. Ilunke. Gbogbo dali tí wọ́n ṣe báyìí. Wọ́n lójú tí wọ́n gbé asa gbe ni. Egbe na gbé asa o. Kí wọ́n yípadà. Tá bá yípadà. Èmi ni Wahab Ajibaye.
how powerful labor is. I want to tell you how powerful the people are. The kind of changes you can bring about, the difference that your thumbs, your hearts, your mind can bring about. Somebody misruled Lagos State for 24 years until a young man powered by Labour Party came up. 24 years, the richest state in Nigeria was under one man. He could make and unmake. He can please and displease, put and remove. In fact, sometimes they even strangle people at night. One young man, Howard and sponsored by Labour Party, came and changed everything. You know what? When they begin to feel the heat, what do? They switch off iron. When votes begin to pour in for Labour, what do? The computers, they develop glitch. When they see that Peter Obi was winning, what did? They change the constitution. When Peter Obi won the presidency, what did? They changed the meaning of English language. A criminal is always a criminal. A cheat is always a... Never be intimidated by what you hear in the news. When you see them in the news, when they come down from the big aircraft, the first thing you remember is the value of your naira. When they are doing all their government functions, keep it in mind, these are the people that have destroyed your security. Never be afraid. Never be intimidated. You are the people. Power belongs to you. You make who you want to make your leader, and you remove who you don't want as your leader. Now is the time, Edo State. Your history, your culture, your name preceded you. We want you to show the world that powered by Labour Party, you are going to live up to your names. You are going to provide for yourself the leader that you really want. Let me tell you, voting for yourself, the right leader, is bringing security to your doorstep. Nobody will follow you to your villages and kill you when you have the right leader. Why is Nigeria the way it is today? Bad leadership, bad governance. That's what we're going to end. Getting yourself the right leader is putting money in your pocket, and that's what you're going to do. We are working with you to ensure this. Getting for yourself the right leader is putting education in your head, health in your body, strength in your mind. Their time has come to an end.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
On Saturday, vote Akpata candidate as the governor and deputy governor.
Thank you so much.